We got a couple seats up here if anybody want them, a couple chairs along here. So grab a seat, you're a rowdy bunch today. And great to be here. So first of all, there are a bunch of guests here. Welcome, give our guests a hand and welcome to the Brent Gove team meeting. We're a big family here, lots of love in this room. And also, special announcement, we have a brand new bride, Megan Gonzalez, right there. Turn that our friends on Zoom, see her right there. How long have you been married now?
It'll be a month now.
1 month. Look at her, she's glowing. So get ready, congratulations. That is totally awesome. All right, well, a couple things. First, what we're gonna do. Hey, I've not seen you in forever. Good to see you. Yes, I'm talking to you, Jen. I have not seen you. You didn't? I just said I haven't seen you. So my mom's here. Everyone say hi to my mom. You know my mom. Oh, the dog. Yes, her dog Bella. She's letting us know. And she's the only one who gets to bring her dog. The rest of you do not. Although I love dogs. Bring your dogs. That's fine. But mom rolls with her pup now, Bella. And then my dad, if you guys know my dad in the back there. So they're here today to make sure I do not mess things up. Okay. So anyways, like having the FTC or the SEC on board. All right. So a couple things today. What I want to start with is I'm going to get to the market and seasonality and where the market's at today. But the first thing I have down on my notes I want to talk about is this. This will help your business if you get this at a high level. Does anybody know the number one complaint agents have with real estate agents? The number one complaint that bugs them. I want somebody who's not a ringer but you think I gotta, Lexi put her hand down. Jeff put her hand down. We have 3 non-ringers that think they know. So Rose is brand new. This I know. So Rose has been in real estate for just a few months now. Rose, what is the number one complaint? Nobody whispered to her. Number one complaint that the public has against real estate agents. What is it, Rose?
Not enough communication. Yeah,
bingo! Yeah. So over here, communication is what drives the public crazy about real estate agents. So if you know this is number one, this is it, what could you do to up your game? Over communicate. Now, some of you talk to people, your clients all the time, but you don't realize that they're texting you, they're calling you, they're emailing you, you're responding. And on their side, it's like, if I don't text, call or email my agent, I don't know a thing. And you're like, we talk every day. So I'm going to give you a hint as a guy who's done this for 25 years. And the key is this, you must strike first. You must be if you cannot let them be first to the bat. You literally have to, anything, quick text. Hey, just letting you know, I called the appraiser. It's almost done. Hey, just letting you know, the roof report's almost done. You're like, oh, because they're wondering, is the roof report done? They asked you about the HOA docs. Hey, just let you know, I called, the title rep and we found out about the HOA docs. They're en route and just letting you know I'm on the job. How many would like that from your agent? Mm-hmm. And so you have to over communicate. Some people are fine with once a week. Now, another key thing about communication is this. Ask them how they want to be communicated to. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an example. Raise your hand. We're going to do a test in this room. Let's turn the screen around. Raise your hand if you like email. If that's your favorite way to communicate. Raise your hand. One person from the Bay Area. We have one Bay Area agent, okay? Welcome to the Sticks. We're in Sacramento, California. This is a farming community, okay? Who likes to be communicated by a John Deere tractor? Just kidding. Okay, so
show my horse, baby, come on.
All the single ladies, I like farmers.com. So, okay, how about this? Who likes an actual phone call? You prefer phone calls, say over text. Who likes phone calls? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 people like to be called. How about this? One more time. I'm going to take can I unplug it or it'll mess everything up if I unplug it?
I would mess everything up.
Oh, we're not going to unplug it. So how many of you like text as your number one form of communication? Wow. By far, I think half the room prefer text. So here's the problem. I only text. I tend to communicate the way I like to be communicated to. I don't email, I don't call, but I no longer have clients. I no longer have real estate agents You have clients. If you have 5 listings, you have 5 little bosses. How many of you agree? If you know, I don't know, I'm self-employed, I don't have a boss, run out of flyers. Run out of flyers in the flyer box, you'll find out who the boss is. The sign goes in the right side of the yard when they had told you to put the sign in the left side of the yard. You're gonna find out who the boss is. They're gonna call you real quick. I told you, and you're like, hey, I told the sign company. Let me call them back and have them go move the signpost on the left side of the driveway, because people get really hyped up. Because there are 5 major stresses in life: death, divorce, having a baby, getting married, and was it stressful? And moving is one of the 5 major stresses, right up there with death, right up there with giving birth to life, dying, getting married, same thing. I'm just kidding. That was terrible. And that was supposed to be funny. That did that one. Okay, I won't try that one again. And divorce. I mean, oh my gosh. So here's the deal. Why? Usually people's number 1 asset is what? Their home. My kids bought a little chicken coop in Rockland 3.5 years ago because dad begged them to buy it. They're like, I don't know, it's a big commitment. And I'm like, Rockland Schools, one of the better suburbs of Sacramento, right? And it was one of the lesser neighborhoods in Rockland. But hey, when you're new to the real estate game, you just start where you could start. We all agree?
Mhm.
Beggars can't be choosy. You know, don't have champagne taste on a beer budget. And so they were like, I don't know, Dad. I'm like, you're buying this house. In fact, I actually wrote the offer and I had the seller sign it first. And then I went to them, I go, initial every page, you're buying this house. And my daughter's like, if you say so, you know, she's the oldest. And then my son's like, I don't know, I got to pray about it. I got to check. I go, I prayed about it. I checked with the Lord. He said, do it. I did. It's 3.5 years ago. So I got them a 3-bedroom home in Rockland on a 1/4 acre with a looking over 5 acres with pine trees, huge backyard. You could put not 1, not 2, but 3 pools and still have room left over for $235,000.
Holy cow.
And of course, you forget a buyer is what? They have anxiety. And my son was 22 years old. He's like, well, none of my friends are buying homes. I go, none of your friends will have hundreds of thousands of dollars in a few years. And today, fast forward 3.5 years later, they have $250,000 worth of equity. And I said, how many of your friends saved $250,000 over the last 3.5 years? He goes, they saved nothing. How many of them own a home? Nothing. They're all in apartments. How many of them have any tax benefit? None of them. And I go, so here's the deal. People have anxiety. And when you're selling their home or they're buying a home, they want to know what's going on. So have them come down to the office and do a buyer consultation. Here's what it's going to look like. We're going to look at 4 or 5 homes this weekend. We're looking at 4 or 5 homes next weekend, and you're going to buy a house. Are you telling them? Or are you expecting to show property every weekend for next half a year, then they buy new construction? What do you expect? When I show property, I expect to show property and sell my house because they're saying, I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. I want a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. It's got to be 3,000 square feet. It has to be in Roseville or Rockland. And they're telling me what they want. I'm showing them what they want. And if I find one that's nice, I expect them to make an offer. Correct?
Mhm.
So you really got to work on that, because if you have any anxiety, they sense it. They sense it. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna go to dinner and think about this. And I got to the point when you get good, you're like, no, sorry, I can't let you do that. Does that seem a little pushy?
Yeah.
No, that's a leader, because here's what's going to happen. The other couple, this is the best home we've seen in 2 weeks. This home's worth every penny. You know it. I saw it in your eyes, Jack. Right? You got to call them out. I go, I got other clients I will sell this home to right now. This is worth every penny. Like, I know we're so excited, but we're just nervous. We want to go to dinner. I go, no, I can't let you go to dinner. Because the other couple's going to go to dinner and they're going to come back from dinner going, we want it. You're going to come back from dinner and go, we want it. And now you're in a bidding war. How smart was it to go to dinner? Was it smart to go to dinner? Jack, do you want to be in a bidding war? You learn to talk to people like this. Rob, do you want to be in a bidding war? No one's ever said, yes, please get me in a bidding war.
Right.
I want to be in a bidding war. I want to pay way more than it's worth. And just give them all my money.
Right.
No one's ever said, yes, I want to be in a bidding war. I said, so here's what we're going to do. Instead of going to dinner, we're going to write an offer. And I know it's $595. We're going to go in at $570. I know you know this is worth $5. If you, Jack, would you love it at $595? You know it's worth every penny. How would you feel about it at $570? And be quiet. They go, oh, you think they did? What if they would? We don't make the offer. Jack, let's write the offer. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get them to respond in the next 2 or 3 hours. So when that couple comes back from dinner, we've already got a counter offer, and they'll probably come back at full price, probably gonna come back at $595, and you're gonna sign it, and you're not gonna be in a bidding war. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, but what if we go to dinner and we pray about it and God says, don't buy this house? We just feel like, we went to dinner, like now we're stuck. No, you don't sign the counter offer. Instead of starting after dinner and getting in a bidding war, you just don't sign the counter offer. But what if we sign the counter offer because we don't just want to go to dinner, Brent? We want to do what? Sleep on it. You ever get this? Am I the only one who had clients? We want to sleep on it. I mean, it's a big decision. No can do. You're not sleeping on it because guess what? Well, Brent, if we sleep on it, we wake up Sunday and we don't want it. It's real easy. You call me, Jackie, say, I don't want it. I call Rob and say, Rob, I'm so sorry. My clients woke up. They don't want it. We rescind the offer. There's not a thing the seller can do. You have this due diligence period. Sound good? Instead of those that sleep on it, it's already sold, or they wake up and instead of 2 people fighting over the property, there's 5. Again, Jack, do you want to be in a bidding war? We got to move now. We got to move fast. And so some of you are going, well, how do you get them to respond in 2 or 3 hours? That's where you got to have hustle. That's where you got to think on your feet. That's where you got to be scrappy and you got to be smart. And you've got to beg, borrow, like I will wash your car, I'll mow your lawn. What do I have to do? I need an answer from the seller. And so I don't always get my answers, but I can get answers quickly. And I'll say this, Jim's here from the Bay Area. Where are you from exactly?
Fairfield.
Fairfield. Bay Area, better community. So what I would say to Jim is say, look, Jim, I know you don't know me, but I get lots of listings with my partner, Brent Gove, throughout the Sacramento region, Fairfield, Vacaville. I have about 18 agents over in Fairfield, Vacaville. We have all kinds of listings. If you call me and you see EXP on that listing, I'm going to put you to the top of the list. In other words, I'm going to help you make a sale that you would not have made. But I need some love here. I need you to at least call your clients and say, here's the offer. It's $570. We're closing in 12 days. There's not a cash offer. We have a lender. If your lender can't close in 12 days, get a new lender. Well, my lender can't do it. Get a new lender. It's really easy. Your lender, well, my lender can do 21 days. I will crush you if you go up against a guy like me. I tell him, Lexi, do you want to get paid in 21 days or do you want to get paid in 12? And I shut up. And what does Lexi say? Occasionally go, well, that's not important. They're lying through their teeth. Who wants to get paid an $18,000 check in twice the time? They're like, and I go tell the sellers they get the proceeds in 12 days. And we don't expect them to move. They can move out in 2 months rent free. What's rent? 3,000, 4,000 a house, 5,000 a house, 2 months rent free. If 5,000 a house, that's $10,000. In a bidding war, can it go way over 10? It can go 100,000 over, 50,000. 2 months of free rent is chunk change. Stop. Don't ever ask for rent money in a transaction. Let them stay. We're going to close in 12 days. We're going to close in 14 days. Rob, you get paid. Lexi, you get paid. The sellers, Jack, you're going to get all your proceeds in 12 days. And then you're going to skip out of that house 2 months later, rent free. And while you would normally make in the mortgage payments, you're actually getting whatever you pay. Let's say they pay their mortgage company $3,000 a month. You're going to stay there for 2 months for free. So even though we're full price, you're actually getting $6,000 over full price because for the next 2 months, he's not going to do what? Make his mortgage payment. You guys got to think on your feet. Now, how do I sound like I'm good at this and I could get stuff done? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do I get good at this?
Doing it.
I was horrible at this. Those of you watching online, I was terrible. I lost all the time. I hated multiple offers. I get a pit in my stomach. Oh, I'm going to lose again. But I go, I am a competitive person and losing is not acceptable for my family. I'm going to find a way to win. I literally have told people I will detail your car. I say I actually have a detailer and I will send him if we get this. And I'll tell you right now, Jim, I'll have my detailer's really good. He'll detail your car with a toothbrush. I just let it sit there. Don't talk. Do not say a word. And he'll go every time. With the toothbrush. I go, with the toothbrush. I want this deal. And when you write an EXP deal, if I don't know the agent, I'm going to find him and I'm going to beg him to work with you. You need me. I need you. I'm asking for some help right now. All I'm asking is you pick up the phone and say, I know you want to wait till Monday night. I know you want to wait till Tuesday night. We get a buyer who's going to close in 12 days. They're coming in at 570, but the client said, if they have to, they'll go full price. If your clients give you permission, say it's all strategy. I go, let's count on full price, 12-day close. You get proceeds, skip out of here 2 months later, rent free. It's as is. They're going as is, right as is on your contract up front. And guess what? I get answers in 2 or 3 hours. I get answers in 30 minutes. Yes, well, they said they're not presenting offers till Monday night. Stop! Do not accept that. That is unacceptable. By Monday night, you'll have 5 or 10 or 15 offers, and you will get stepped on, crushed, and annihilated by an all-cash offer. Yes or no? Yes. So like, well, it's hard for me. It was hard for me. You got to bootstrap it. You got to want it so bad you can taste it, and you got to get creative. And then you do everything I'm telling you, and it's not going to work. I don't get every deal either. Okay, so get over it. Don't be a wham baby. Like, oh no, you got to be not a victim. Like how Coldwell Banker beat me out. Remax beat me out. Oh, well, don't be a victim, be a victor. Get better, learn, grow. Okay, what did that Remax agent do that I didn't do? What did that Coldwell Banker agent do that I didn't do? What did that Lions agent do that I did? What did that other EXP agent do that I didn't do? Well, he closed in 12 days. He let us stay 2 months rent-free. You give us rent-free, but you asked for $1,000 deposit. My seller's really freaked out over $1,000 deposit. You lost the deal because you asked for $1,000? But what if they hurt something? Then you get $1,000. And you lost at $18,000. I'll give you. If they hurt something, I'll give you $1,000. Do not you ever ask the seller for security deposit. And if you work for Coldwell Banker, and mom did, right, mom? Admit it. Admit to everybody you're a 25-year Coldwell Banker agent. There she is. I mean, it's shameful. No, I'm kidding. I like that. Even my mom. But 25 years, he said there. So what would Coldwell Banker do? They'd like, you got to sign the rent back thing, and you got to get a security deposit, or you're not doing your job. You're not representing your client. You can do that. I'm going to represent my client. Tell me why we don't want to ask for a security deposit. While those other agents, because they're what the attorneys are doing at these big companies like Lions and Remax, and even EXP's attorneys can get involved. Their job is to do what? Protect the company. Your job is to use the E&O insurance. You're just kidding, okay? Now, here's the deal. I mean, come on. Defensive driving, I'm with you. But if you get in a car wreck on 80 over here, right, or 65, do you have automobile insurance?
Yeah.
And it pays for it. You're like, I'm just telling you right now. Now, if you're buying a home from Hell's Angels bikers or college students, maybe you want a security deposit. Okay, fine. I'm with you there. But if this home is stunning, it's the creme de la creme, and it's amazing, they're going to, 9 times out of 10 or 99 times out of 100, they're going to hand it over the same way. It is possible, but I'm telling you what, I cannot tell you how many times I presented 2 offers, very similar. One's asking for a security deposit because they were taught by Coldwell Banker's attorneys, you better ask for a security deposit or you're not doing your job. In fact, you better be $2,000 or $3,000. And then I come and I don't ask for it. And then my client gets the home, and you cost your client the home of their dreams because of your incompetence, because you're listening to the lawyers, and the lawyers will stop you from getting the home of their dreams. I think, but they mess up the home and it's a $2,000. You pay the $2,000. You step up and fix it when they messed up, because guess what? You'll have a client for life. Man, I bought a home through Brent. The seller scratched the front door. It's $2,000 for new front door from A1 Doors. And Brent paid $2,000 and put a brand new front door on me. You think they're ever going to buy with anyone else? That's the best $2,000 you'll ever spend in your life. You step up. You take ownership. It wasn't my fault. Stop it. There's a book called Extreme Ownership. Own everything you can own. People love it. That's what a leader does. Man, Winston Churchill, Teddy Roosevelt, Abraham Lincoln, these people, like, the buck stops here. Roosevelt's famous for that. It was on his desk. The buck stops here. Stop passing the buck. But it's not my fault. That's how followers talk. It's not my fault. It is your fault. Anticipate. Get better. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Woo!
Hey, Brent, have you ever bought a fridge for a client?
I bought fridges, washers. I've made mistakes. Does anybody miss the little box? You know, fridge goes with the seller and you didn't check the box, and they take the fridge. I bought.
I want to bring it up because Brent had this happen. He bought a fridge, and then how many years later we ended up selling that person's house? We sold this last year, and that was the house we talked to you guys months ago. When 125,000 over asking.
Yeah, and it was like a
client. They'd like to show me when I was walking through with them. Oh yeah, this fridge, Brent bought us this fridge.
$2,500 stainless steel fridge, but I earned a $25,000 commission 7 years later. And then, but he did tell you is I sold a home in between, listed and sold a home in between that. They'll never go to anyone else. And then what did we get from those clients this week, Drew?
We got $100 gift cards and cookies.
And I don't know about you, but the thank you letter was full 2 pages, turn over a full page on the backside. Now they moved to Nashville, but guess what they let me do? They trust me so much, I made the referral to the client in Nashville they're going to buy a home from. And if they've ever moved back, who they buying from? I hope you get to buy a water heater. I hope you get to buy a bay window because your home inspector missed it. Your home inspector won't pay. You step up, you pay. Okay, was this good? Okay, moving on. Extreme communication to your clients. Find out how they like to be talked to. Email. Phone calls, we had about 9 people phone calls, and then we had about 20 people love text. I'm in the text group. So just because you like phone calls or text or emails, they may not like that. We had a client recently let us know that he was not okay with all the text he was receiving. And we forgot, we're human. We forgot to ask him, how do you want to be communicated to? How do you know if you email me, I'll never see it. If you instant message me, I see it every half a year. Instant messages half a year. If you Facebook me, if you Instagram me, I'm text. You got to ask me. Does that make sense? Okay, moving on. So and then agents you sponsor into EXP. How are you communicating to your agents? Are you on it? Did you really? I mean, there's a reason we created millions of dollars in stock and millions of dollars in income because we're on it. Okay. So I want to talk about the market. I want to talk about seasonality, how it's going to come into play here. Of course, spring and summer are your boom markets every year. And then people get back in school. Kids are back at school, hunkered down. Market's still doing great, but it tends to see how many degrees seasonality can kick in, especially for our friends up in Canada who are watching this, and Alaska and the Northwest and the Northeast. Things just kind of hunkered down. It's not the crazy market. Tahoe slows down in the winter, even right here in California and the Sierras. Talk to any real estate agent in Tahoe. The snow hits. It's hard to show homes. They're shoveling. It's just not the crazy spring, summer market. Most of the home sales in Tahoe happen in a 6-month period. Another 6 months, it's off. So you have a question. Are you going to participate in the recession of your mind? Like, no. Seasonality is a real deal. I get it. So a lot of agents go, I'm going to kind of check out a week before Thanksgiving. I'll get going back about a week after January. And then they start their momentum with the first or second week of January, but it takes 90 to 120 days to get their mojo back. So about April, they're really kicking it and the market explodes and there you go. But what they wasted was the momentum they had going into Thanksgiving and Christmas. So I decided one year, I'm not participating in the recession of my mind. And everybody else's mind's like, well, it's not gonna be busy. I'm just gonna I'm gonna sell, I think I set a goal to sell 10 homes in December before Christmas. I'm going to get it all done. I am taking Christmas off in that week between Christmas and New Year's. I'm going to have family time, and I always kick off the 23rd every single year. I work till the 23rd, always have. The 22nd. That's my brother's birthday. The 22nd, and then I work on his birthday. I'm a bad brother, but I do. And then I shop on the 23rd. Who's a one-day shopper? I do all I go to Nordstrom's Rack every year. I walk in with an empty cart. I'm like this. I check out, I'm done. What are you getting? Whatever I put in my cart for you. That's what you're getting. You're getting a luggage. It's a luggage. You're getting a blender. You need a blender. I'm like, I go with no list. And I just think of people and I put stuff in the I'm done. It's 1 hour. It's the most beautiful thing in the world to shop on the 23rd. You start in the morning. You're done that evening. You're sipping coffee, just throwing stuff in the cart. You need to try this. It's awesome. I do go Black Friday shopping. I never buy. I drink coffee and watch people kill each other and trample each other. It's like UFC. It's awesome. Now, so oh man, I go Black Friday shopping. I go with my kid. I watch them drink espresso. I love the holidays. I love Thanksgiving. But you don't need to be stressed out. Now, so seasonality. Are you going to participate in this recession that 90% of the agents participate in? Are you going to rock it? And so I'm just telling you, I said, I am showing property. I'm going to do this. And it was willpower. It was a commitment. And I remember I sold 7 homes in 3 weeks. How many like to sell 7 homes in the next 3 weeks? Because you could just kind of fizzle out or you could fire up. It is your decision. And I'm really intense today, and I have had 4 cups of coffee, but I'm the leader here. And I may be over dramatizing a few things to make my point. I'm not quite like this with my clients, but I'm pretty quick.
You're pretty close.
I'm pretty close. I'll be like, Drew, look at me, Drew. If you don't buy this house, I'm going to buy this house. This is awesome. And they need that reassurance. I'm not threatening you. People need to know they're doing the right thing. And here's another great sense. Everyone write this down. You should never come and listen to any speaker. You should be taking notes. 70% more retention. You can just write it down. But I'll say this, if you learn to say to people, look, you're not buying the home for 10 days. Now in the Bay Area, you don't get to do that. There are no contingency periods for the most part in San Francisco and San Jose. They literally are non-contingent day one. Are there contingency periods in Fairfield at all?
I would assume so.
There are some, you live there. Do you guys have oh, you are? Oh, see, everyone, didn't you think he was like doing this for 20 years? But you just assume, everyone, those of you that are new, we have some new agents here. People don't know. I mean, as far as I knew, that explains why you said that. I'm like, what do you mean you assume so? Anyways, but people, you don't walk around with a sign that says I'm new. Nobody knows. Rose, nobody knows your age. She's 14. So the people online, there's Rose. She's amazing. Rose is amazing. I love Rose. She's friends of mine's daughter. I knew Rose when she was 2, okay, or younger, or maybe 4. So here's the deal. So where was I? No one knows your age. Don't walk around with a sign that says I'm new. Just act like you. As far as I know, you sell 40, 50, 60 homes. You're an absolute expert. You look really sharp. Okay. That's half the battle. So, and funny thing, I'll rat Aaron out. I met him last week standing on his 26 acres in the pasture with a bunch of goats in the mud. And he's FaceTiming from them. And he did not look like a hedge fund guy. Show the people online. Hedge fund Aaron. See, look at that. For all I know, he sells 50 homes a year. And he's from Southern California, moved to 26 acres. So they're like, well, I can't sponsor people for EXP because I'm new. Nobody knows. I didn't know if Sheila, my sponsor, sold a home a year or did 100 million a year. It doesn't matter. Can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So back to my story. You need to decide what's it going to be. Take Thanksgiving off for sure. Enjoy your family. Take Thursday off, take Friday off. But if you need money, you should work Saturday and Sunday. If you have bills to pay and you're worried about putting gas in the car and your car might be repossessed, you don't get Saturday and Sunday off. Thanksgiving weekend. You need to work 18 hours on Saturday and 18 on Sunday. You need to be a rabid animal. If you have financial bills to pay and you cannot provide for your family, I'll give you Thanksgiving off and even Friday the next day, Black Friday, but you're at it. And there might be a period where you work 7 days a week for 2-3 weeks to get your mojo, but you can get momentum. And what momentum is when everything you touch turns to gold. Every offer you write gets accepted. Every listing you're on, you list. How many degree slow and painful is terrible? How would you like everything you touch to turn to gold? Yeah. It's a momentum. So I love the Krista Proctor story. She did everything I told her to do for 5 months, and she had put a single home in escrow, not a home. And then, did you meet with Krista yet? You got to make sure you do that copy thing. And so all of a sudden, 5 months later, she sold 7 homes in like her 5th or 6th month, like in a month. And then the next month she sold 3 or 4. Within 2 months, she had 10 homes in escrow. So she was like, nothing is working. She was like, the pain on her face and her heart. She was a pastor of a church here in Roseville, her and her husband, and she's in her 30s, and it just wasn't working for her. It wasn't like she was 18 years old or, well, and if you're young, you may have a bit of a more of a road to pay, but pay it by the time you're 30. I signed up at 30 and started struggling at 30. How'd you like to be a total pro and just on having momentum by the time you're 30? So don't feel bad about that. But so I really want to challenge you. So let's talk about the market right now. What are we seeing in the market right now from you guys? People who are super active in the market. I want to hear 30-second answers, not big 2-3 minute tirades, but what are we seeing in today's market, Barry?
So I just got spanked yesterday in an offer, multiple offers, 3 offers, and I went in there thinking that the market had died down a little bit. And sure enough, I didn't push hard enough to go higher. We went 21 over instead of like 30 over, and we lost it. So to me, the market on a nice place is still, you still got to fight for it.
Yep. So fighting for it is like, Clark, what do I have to do to get this? I know you got 3 offers. Tell me what I have to do to this. Come on, Clark. And by the way, my partner is Barry Mathis. Between Barry and I, we do 100 listings a year. Between his team and my team, you could say I'm your partner. And go, I will. If you're gonna use my name, be nice. Now. Anyways, all right. Don't be an a-hole and say Brent Gove's my partner. Do not do that. No, I'm just kidding. No. All right, great. Anyways, But here's the deal. If you say, I will find that EXP agent, I'm going to make sure your offer is the top of the stack. I'm going to do everything I can to help you get your offer accepted. But I need your help now, Clark. And then I go, okay, go 30,000 over. Does everybody do it? No, I've had people say, I cannot tell you. I'm like, sure you can. You say, it's 30,000 over. They're like, I can't do that. It's not fair to the other agents. I go, you're not here to be fair to the other agents. You're here to represent your client. Ask your clients if you can tell me, and I'm going to beat the highest offer, because if you don't tell me and I go in lower, it's going to harm your client. It's going to harm your client. So I don't have their permission. Okay, this is crazy. But call them right now and ask if you can tell me. And maybe the best I was going to do was 30,000 over. But if they go, it needs to be, tell them and say, you need to come in 40,000 over. And now that I know, I'm going to go 40,000 over, instead of thinking you did so good, you got 30,000 over. The truth is you lost $10,000 because you didn't want, it wasn't fair to the other agents. As a listing agent, do you represent the other agents or do you represent a seller? Now you're going to be really cool the way you say this, because you can kind of make people mad. So you have to be really, you have to be a diplomat and kind of a gently say, so come on, man, call your seller, get their permission, tell me. And if I can do it, I'm going to do it. And it's going to give your seller more money, which is who you represent. That's your fiduciary.
Yeah. You see how he's got a smile on his face and in his voice? You have to have that. When you say it like I say it, it comes across a whole different way.
Yeah.
But
Thank you, Barry.
I've learned this over years. I have to actually stop and smile and laugh a little bit to get that expression in my, because if you do it the other way, it comes off like you're being an asshole and you're being pushy. And I mean, it's definitely
smile. Learn to smile, have love, prepare before you even call them. Prepare. I'm gonna love them through the phone. I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna smile. They're gonna love what I'm gonna say, and there might be a little bit of resistance, but I'm gonna go, hey, we got a deal. Yeah, they're accepting your offer at 500. Good. I'm going to send the offer. I mean, I put deals together all verbal before I've even written the offer. And then I go, we have a deal. Yeah, we have a deal. I go, good. Market pending. They're like, I don't even have the offer yet. I go, we have a deal. You just said we have a deal. The offer's a thing. I can't do that. I go, sure you can. You grab the mouse and you go, pending. You do it pending. And do you guys ask people to market pending for you to even give them the offer? I do all the time. And guess what? Some of them market pending. I go, this is what's going to happen. Jim is going to run over with his clients from Fairfield. Jack is going to fly up. He flew up this morning from LA. Give Jack a hand. He's going to fly up and take his brother and his brother and his wife to show this home. But if you market pending, he won't get on that plane. Jim's not going to drive up from Stockton or over from Fairfield or up from San Jose to show a home that we already have a deal. So really, you're being empathetic to the other agents at this point, because we have a deal. I mean, I'll have that offer to you in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Your seller's going to DocuSign it. We're done. We have a deal, and save yourself pain of, you know what it's like to write an offer. You get it like, oh, I'm sorry, we accepted an offer 30 minutes ago, an hour ago. So you can, it's okay. There's no law that says you can't market pending. We have a deal, right? Yeah, that's what you do. You market pending. So again, you got to smile, and they go, okay, click. Is this awesome? Because how about if you don't market pending, what happens? They get an all cash offer, 30,000 over yours. And they go, whoa, I have to tell my seller. And they kind of do. And the seller, if they don't have integrity, if their word isn't their bond, they're like, did we sign it? Nope, you're done. So you better learn how to do this. How do you learn? You want it bad. But how do you learn? You do it right with a smile. But how do you learn? You make mistakes. It is a rite of passage. Listen to me. And you guys online, it's suffering. We all suffer. It's okay. You're not the only one suffering in your life with your marriage, with your teenage son or daughter, with your real estate practice. Having a pity party will not serve you. Self-loathing won't serve you, man. Step up and do something great with your life. Let her rip. It's like, wow, look at Rose go. Man, look at Jen go. She's kicking everybody's butt in this room. And I remember when she was not making it real estate, and she'll list $1 million homes, $2 million homes. I turn around, she's got 6, 7, 8, 9 in escrow. She's just killing it. You know why? Because she is just doing the work. It's like, why does a bumblebee fly? If you ask the scientists, the lawyers, it's aerodynamically impossible for a bumblebee to get liftoff, but they fly every day. You know why? Nobody told the bumblebee.
Yeah.
Listen to me, I'm telling you right now, you can fly. Here's the problem. You don't believe you can fly because you don't have my beautiful looks and body. And you're looking at me going, well, I mean, look at him. I mean, he's like George Clooney or Sean Connery, so handsome and beautiful. I know, I feel sorry for you guys, but just kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding here, a little humor. But here's the deal. You're like, well, oh, you can talk in front of a room, you move your hands, you go. There was a period when I was 19, because I was willing to pay the price at supper. I used to shake so much. I had car salesmen from Whitmire, Ford, and Chico go, hey, it's okay. Go ahead. What do you want to say? They respected the fact that I was facing my fear. I had an interior designer woman. She goes, sweetheart. I'm her. She goes, come here. She goes, it's okay. No, I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna be mean. Go ahead. Why were they actually touching my arm on my shoulder? Because I was shaking violently. Because at 19, I wasn't used to having to talk to the public. I was a dishwasher, man. I was a college student, but I was willing to go do what it takes. Listen to me. You can fly. No, I don't mean actually go fly off this roof. This is a metaphor, okay? Just in case I got some crazy people here. But you can fly, man. You could do more than you ever thought you could do. You could be more than you ever thought you could be. You know why? Because you're capable of the most beautiful ingredient the world's ever seen. It's the one, it's like nitro, it's like TNT, it's like the atom bomb. It's the most powerful thing in the world if you will embrace it and lead with it. Does anybody know what it is? It's called love. It's called authentic. When people know how much you care, that you care about them, that you love them, that you will give up your entire commission for them, that you will go to the ropes for them, that you have integrity, that your word is your bond. If you say it, it is done. Or you stay up till 3, 4, 5 in the morning till it's done. If you live your life like that, oh baby, it's going to be full of all kinds of rewards. And then there is secret turbo sauce. Like anybody want to know, like a V8's great, but when you have super twin turbos on that thing, it's even better, right?
I totally have twins.
You have twin daughters. Okay. So here's the secret sauce. It's right here. It's you get on your knees and you pray over your listings, over your buyers, over your business, over your life, over your family, over your children. You get on your knees and you humble yourself. And I think it's a powerful thing, prayer. Some of you, if you're not into that, then meditate or think positive thoughts or whatever you got to do. And I'm not going to, obviously I'm a Christian, that's my bag, but if that is not your bag, that is cool. But are you with me?
Yeah.
It's need a 10, got a 10, nothing but net. See your life. If you're like, oh, I'm going to choke. Have a listening appointment. I choked. You practiced choking.
Mm-hmm.
I showed property all weekend and they didn't buy again. What'd you think on Friday that I'd show property all weekend? They wouldn't buy again. You get what you expect. Write this down. You get what you tolerate. Stop tolerating you not making it. Why not you?
Hey, Brent.
Yes.
2 things, if it's okay.
Yep.
Darcy, Cindy, and I, one of those 2 started it, and I just, of course, figured out. One great way when you're in communications and you're going to get multiple offers, send a video text message to the agent. Nobody does that. One of the cars that we bought like 2 years ago, I bought it because this old guy, Natalie Grumley's dad, is a car dealer, and he sent me. It's funny. He's like, some words to him and stuff. I was like, oh, don't listen to it. He's totally the only reason why we bought from him. He's in a video message, so I do that.
Yep.
And
I want to hold on one thing there. Make it short, 30 seconds. I get some long ones and
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like,
no,
I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
backfires. I'm frustrated that I have to sit there for 2 minutes
Oh, yeah,
listening to
super
them.
short.
So 20, 30 seconds, very short video message, really a cool thing. And they go, here's the agent who wrote you the offer. And then they're actually playing in the sellers. Oh, I like that guy. I like that. I like Megan. She was sweet. Yeah, we want Megan's clients to have it. Next thing, and we got to move on.
You should do the hot potato thing. You've done that in a while.
I forget the hot potato. What is that?
When you're talking on it and then the agent saying, oh, I can't tell you that, and you go, how about we play a game?
Oh, the hot cold game. Hot potato threw me off for like throwing hot potatoes at each other. So when they say, I can't tell you, because some of them are really sick to their guns, I go, okay, fine. If they just won't, I go, at least tell me if I'm getting warm. I can't tell you. I go, look, you said you have 5 offers. You got to be at least 20,000 over. Am I even slightly warm? Well, yeah, you're warm. Okay, so 5:30. I can't tell you, but no, am I just, come on, just give me a hint here. Am I even warm? They go, you're actually pretty hot. I go, but I can't tell you. I go 5:40. You go, I can't. I go 5:40. Like, you totally get it. And so you got to play the hot cold. You're freezing cold, full price, freezing cold. Now, some people play the hot cold, give it to you, and they go all the way to right where you want to be. Other than this, what's something in real estate? You'll learn this, Jim. Highest and best.
That clicking counter.
Highest and best. That means everybody, you got 10 offers. Go back to your client and explain what it means. It means, what's the absolute most you will pay for this house? What is the most? I think that's a good strategy to buy a house. And so what happens is the sucker who pays the most will get the house. Which is why I live in the home I just bought in Lincoln. Anyways, I said, why did I get it? You paid more than anyone. I like the house. All right, now, so we're moving along here. So you guys are with me on communication. Seasonality, the market is still hot. It's still hot. Anybody else want to chime in or
I think
differing
Cindy
opinion?
added a message. Cindy added a message on the.
Is Cindy here?
No, Lauren.
Where is it? Where's the message? Do we have something in the chat bar?
About the market.
Hit the chat bar. Can we do it? Let's see what the chat bar says. Eugene Crockett, the Rocket from Florida. Woo! Good to see you, buddy. So yes, agents love the video message. Hi, Cindy. Okay, good. Market strong. Somebody above put the market strong. All moving around, asking price, multiple offers. That was Cindy too. Okay, so good. So the market is good. That's you guys. This guy's famous in Florida. Crockett, the Rocket.
Hey.
The market in Florida.
Hey, Brent, can you hear me?
How you doing?
Good, man. I want to say something that nobody's really thinking about. So there are some people that need to sell their property by December 31st for tax reasons. So there's actually some hanging fruit of sellers out there that's around that we don't even realize, because come January 1st, they don't get that tax benefit to offset some other losses or stuff they may have. So there's
Give us
pockets
an
of,
example. Give us an example where that would fly in. You're talking about people that maybe moved out but had to live in their home for 3 of the past 5 years, or 2 of the past. What are you talking about?
let's just say somebody made a huge losses in something short, like a long-term loss, and it's an investment, and they have a property that they can offset their investment gain in it against that. I'm saying there are people that need to sell before the end of the year for whatever reason, and they may be super motivated as we get closer to the end of the year, because if you want to close by December 31st, in Brent's world, you can get on the contract by December 15th and close by December
15th, we close before Thanksgiving, man. Come on.
Yeah. No, but you know what I'm saying? You can put an offer in December 15th and close by December 31st.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Eugene. So what are we learning from Eugene? Ask questions. Why do you want to sell? What's your motivation to sell? I had one couple living in apartments in Folsom, and their motivation to sell is their kid's bicycle was stolen. They're on the second floor. They had a little balcony, and the bike was stolen off the balcony. I said, that means a thief was on our balcony. We never shut the sliders. And that really disturbs us, that there was a criminal thief on our balcony that stole our child's bike. Our kids can't even play. We don't feel safe. And so I kept talking about how great it would be to own a home, to have a backyard that was fenced in, that they could see, the kids could go play in the backyard. They could put their bikes in the backyard. They wouldn't be stolen. Wouldn't it be great to have your own home, to plant a garden, and you have to worry about your kids being abducted or your bicycles being, wouldn't it be great? And guess what? I sold them a home for $750,000 2 weeks later, because I kept talking about how great it would be to be homeowners and not worry about your children's safety or possessions or criminals being on your balcony. Does that make sense? So ask those questions. We got to keep going. Thank you, Eugene. Very good. Okay. So real quick, we're going to do I'm going to do something fun with the competition. I pulled up we're going to put this on the screen. I was analyzing the competition today, and I want to show you this.
What do you want first?
So let's do the stock. We're going to analyze the competition here. I took some screenshots, not that one, the other one. Thank you. All right, so we're going to look at a company called Real. If you look at this, is there a way to make Real bigger or not really? It's just, there's a lot going on there. So if you look at this, the market cap for this company is 380 million. Keep that in mind. This is a cloud-based brokerage that's out there, 380 million. Next one. So we're gonna hit a few of these. So the next one is Fathom, another cloud-based real estate competitor of ours. What's their value? 392 million. Fathom, you'll hear a lot about Fathom, 392 million. Let's go to the next one. Compass, very, very popular company, 5 billion. They're worth 15 times the two prior companies. And the company's called Compass. Now, they're not cloud-based. This one actually has offices. It's $1 billion hedge fund. And they go into markets and go, I'll give you $1 million, come work for me. And agents leave their company for $1 million check. But then what they do is they say you have to stay for 3 years. And then there's a clawback if you leave at the end of 3. So you really have to stay for 5 when you read the fine print. They literally put a Compass tattoo on you for 5 years. And they give you a split. And guess what you pay back over the next 5 years? The $1 million plus. Every Compass I know, when their time's up, they're like, I'm leaving. Even though they have some slick marketing, that's all they have. And they buy their way into markets. Like you get $500,000, you get $250,000, you get $1 million, you get 750,000. And for people who have a financial need, they take the money. You get 100 grand, you get 50 grand, and they literally go, shh, and they come into a market and do this. So Sacramento hasn't experienced a lot of Compass, a little bit. Where Compass has had huge impact is LA, San Francisco, New York, Manhattan, or big, huge Dallas. They literally buy their way into a market. By the way, their stock is just tanked all year. They're at 5, but they are at 5 billion. Keep in mind, they're a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund. Next one. Another Redfin. You guys ever heard of Redfin? Based company. 5.3 billion. Redfin's considered one of the most successful real estate companies in America. 5.3 billion. Again, they're hurting a little bit. Next company. Thank you, Rob. Remax, one of the largest brokerages in the world. If you look at Remax, how are they doing? At the bottom here. Let's see. One of the largest brokers in the world. Very old school brick and mortar. We got a we're covering the punchline. What are we at? 1.3 billion. This is the future of bricks and mortar. What's Remax? Offices, baby. Offices, overhead, bloated with overhead. The Wall Street's valuing Remax worldwide at $1 billion. It's like a tip. Okay, next one. Realogy. Realogy owns Coldwell Banker. They own Sotheby's, 2 of their more prominent brands. Coldwell Banker, one of the largest. They bought them. Sotheby's, very good, bought them. Bought Century 21. They're huge. They're not so big here, but East Coast huge. They're so big. Better Homes. They bought Better Homes and 24 other brands, plus 22 large title companies. And so they're a conglomerate of like 40 companies, 45 companies. Their value, $2 billion. That's it, $2 billion. Next one. Oh, EXP value, almost $7 billion. Give yourselves a hand. So Wall Street is now, here's a cool thing. You take Realogy, remember they own Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's, Century 21, and Better Homes, and all those other companies. And you take Remax. Remax was worth what? Just over $1 billion. What was Realogy worth? $2 billion. Add them together, $3 billion. What are we worth? 6 point. We're worth double what all those companies are worth. What does Wall Street say the future of real estate is? Those smart people at Wall Street that are brilliant, that graduated from Harvard and Yale and Stanford, and they're analysts and they're looking at the future. They're putting billions of dollars into EXPI. We're the largest, most successful company out there on the planet. And there's 67,000 of us. What's the secret? Here's what they don't see coming. We have friends. When I ran Keller Williams, it was me recruiting one guy out of 330 agents. Nobody else, they're all doing real estate. When we have 330 EXP agents, we're all 330 of us are telling our friends. It's like a positive COVID-19. Okay? Positive COVID-19. And we went from 1,200. And remember 5 years ago, we're going to be amazing someday. We were a penny stock. We weren't on the NASDAQ. None of that was true. And there's 1,200 of us. Someday we'll have 67,000. It'll happen next 5 years. We're going to breathe that from 1,200. Keep in mind, Lions has 1,200 agents in the Sacramento market. Someone told me. They've been around 50 years. 50 years to 1,200 agents. And they're the largest independent in Sacramento, the most respected, 50 years. We go from 1,200 in 5 years to 67,000. To put that in perspective, it took Remax 20 years to get to 20,000. Took Keller Williams 19 years to get to 20,000. We, in 5 years, went to 67,000. We tripled the result in 1/4 of the time. 1/4 of the time. We didn't match it, we tripled it. So here's what 67,000 of us are going to do. There are 207 industrialized nations by according to Siri. Ask Siri, I think it's 207, 208. And if you do some research, about 25 million agents and brokers worldwide. We're going to have 1 million out of 25 million. Anybody believe that?
Yeah.
It's never been done before. The largest company ever, individual company was Keller Williams at like 188,000. They ring that bell, now they're sliding back down the mountain. Realogy's bigger, but there are 28 brands, right? And they have 288,000 agents. But it's not a company, it's just $1 billion hedge fund that bought so many companies. Their agent count is 288,000. But no one's ever gone to 1 million. You know why? They didn't have 1 million people that felt like they owned the company, because Realogy doesn't give out stock awards. RE/MAX doesn't give out stock awards. Keller Williams does not give out stock awards. At EXP, you all have stock awards. So let's talk about those stock awards. Before we go there, you can prep it. When you sponsor someone, you get $400 worth of stock, and there's 3-year vesting. Everyone's like, well, that's not very much money. Really? Let's roll the film. 3 years ago, you people who sponsored people, there it is, $400 stock award, right-hand corner. You got to wait 3 years. So look at October 22nd, price stock, $3.13. That got you 127 shares. In February of this year, we did a 2-for-1 split. So that turned into 254 shares. In October, we were trading at $52 a share. You multiply that times 254, and it's worth $13,000 every agent you sponsor. If you referred 10 agents to EXP, you now have $130,000 worth of stock in the bank. Well, that's not that much. True, but I referred 40. I go, I'm not doing 10. I'm going to do 10 to 15. Well, I did that like in 2-3 weeks. I kept going. I did over 40 my first year. So I ended up with 10 times is 130. So 40 would be 4 times 130, which is over $500,000 worth of stock just from referring agents. You know what I did at RE/MAX and Keller Williams? I referred agents and got nothing for 20 years. If you've been a Lions agent for 20 years, you referred agents, because people go, how do you like Coldwell Banker? How do you like Lions? How do you like Berkshire Hathaway? How do you like Sotheby's? I love it. And they go, can I talk to your sales manager? And they join that company. And here's what you got. Nothing. You got lunch, you got dinner. You traded the cow for magic beans. So here's the deal. There's a short game. It's a short game. I have 10 homes in escrow. I have 30 homes in escrow. That's the short game. What's the long game? The long game was designed by 2 brilliant people 120 years ago, Coldwell and Banker. They were recruiters. You need to be a recruiter. Don't look at it like it's a bad thing. Coldwell Banker recruited people to their brand. They're respected. They were recruiters. You let other people label you. Well, you're one of those people. Yeah, I'm like Coldwell Banker. I'm one of those people. I'm like Sotheby's. They recruited people to the Sotheby's brand. Sotheby's, oh, very respectable brand, a really great brand. Yeah, they're recruiters. I'm a recruiter. I am a proud recruiter. What is a recruiter? He says, hey, we have something amazing here. We're going to help you. Come with us. And people said, okay. A recruiter is a lover, baby. A recruiter is someone who takes their eyes off themselves and helps other people enjoy what we have, which is what? Stock and revenue share. So watch this. Go to the next one. We have this $16,000 stock award where you cap and do 20 sales, which means around here, most places, 25, 26 sales a year. There are so many agents who do that. So 3 years ago, if you did that, you paid in 16, then you got a $16,000 stock award. Like, yeah, but you don't know what it'll be worth in 3 years. I heard this all the time. You don't know what it'll be worth in 3 years. Well, $3.13 gives 5,112 shares. It's split in February, 10,224 times 52 on October 22nd. It's $500,000. $500,000. Now, I've had agents I brought here 5 years ago. Every year they got that. And they have $3, $4, $5 million worth of stock. What's the short game? You listening to the management team at RE/MAX. You listening to the management team at Keller Williams. You listening to the management team at Lions or Century Coin. They're saying, don't do that. It will affect your production. Your sales might drop. It's like this thing. Do not buy a house. Focus on renting. You need to focus on renting. It's madness. But I tried. It's hard. I get it. Life is hard. I'm going to help you. Let me help you. I think in all fairness, I got my first testosterone shot 3 weeks ago. Okay, I don't know. The doctor goes, you might notice something. I'm like, I don't notice nothing, man. I don't feel fired up. You should try one of these things. They're great. Now, so anyways, the sad part is I've always kind of been this way. If you know me, I've noticed. He goes, we'll give him one. I'd tell you the truth, I didn't notice anything, but it's kind of funny, isn't it? So here's the deal. I have friends. This is amazing. No, I'm gonna stay at my brokerage and not allow my production to be focused. You ever seen Foster Farms in those cages? Why do we want eggs from free range? Look at that cages and the caged chickens. You're like a caged chicken or a dairy or a cow, and they're milking you. You're pumping out eggs, pumping out egg rows. You got to do something. That's a short game. I need you to play the long game. I want to play the long game with you, but you don't believe you could do it. And I'm telling you, you can fly. I'm telling you, I will help you. Barry Mathis will help you. Jen will help you. Cindy Silva will help you. Drew will help you. There's so many people in this room. Lori, Clark, there are people in this room that are going to help you. And Jack got on a plane and flew up here to help you. He has 3 guests here today. They're all checking out EXP. I probably freaked them out. They're probably going to run screaming out of here like, I'm gone. The guy's a total nut, you know? But here's the deal. We're doing something exciting with their lives. We're not renting homes. We're playing the long game. And it takes a little more effort. But let me tell you the rewards. Oh my gosh. I have people that look at me with tears in their eyes, and you've changed my life. Cindy Silva's on here, but she's still on there. She has $1 million worth of stock. One of my team agents, Krista Proctor, Darcy Stratton, Taffy Maurer, I think they all have $1 million worth of stock. If we had stayed at our old brokerage, they would have nothing. Well, that's them. What about us? I have agents have 100,000, $250,000, $500,000. You know what I have to 20 years? Nothing. I was a renter. Now is your time. So as we wrap this up, is this good today?
Yeah.
Good. So what is the future? Pull up the bell curve, please. So we're going to end with this. We're going to end with this. This is where we're at. We're at 67,000 agents. We're just over 3% market penetration. Barry, I don't even know if I did the math right. Who's got a calculator in front of their iPhone? Barry, can you do this?
Yeah.
We're going to do a math. We're going to take 2 million agents and we're going to divide 67,000 and 2 million and get the percentage. Because I'm not sure I'm doing the math right. What is that? 67,000.
Yep, 3.35.
It is 3. Okay, 3.35. So we're just over this line. The innovators, that's like we're geeky avatars, we're cloud-based. Everyone's like, you're weird, you're weird, you're weird. It's a penny stock. You know, it's my financial planner says penny stocks are risky. You're not buying it. They're giving it to you. Are you with me? We're not asking people to invest. Just say thank you. That's what I said 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. I got 51 stock awards the first year. I said thank you, thank you, thank you 51 times. You with me?
Yeah.
And so watch this. We just hit the early adopter phase. Look at this room. It is jam-packed. It wasn't like this in the beginning. It was me and James, you know, just going, you know, like nobody would listen to us. It was like crazy. It was 1,200 people in the world. And let me tell you what, we're going to end the year with 80 to 90,000 next year, 140, 50,000, then $250,000. It's things have never been done before. And so here's where your timing is. If you look at this, you're all right there. And this big run is where you think the stock's good now. Wait till 5 years from now. They're like, oh, you were there in 2022. You were there. Oh my gosh, the stock was how much? $40, $50 a share. You mean you think the stock could be? Yes, I do. Like how much do you think it'd be? The SEC's listening. I can't say. But you just go, this became 7 billion. What's that going to become? What's that going to become? I don't know. It may go up, it may go down. I'm making an SEC compliant statement right now. I'm not a stockbroker, but we don't like to make stock predictions. But I tell you what, I'm glad I have my stock. And there's so many people that go, well, I didn't get it. Get it now. So you'll sales awards, trigger stock awards, and sharing listing agents and turn them on to XP, trigger stock awards. So we'll just leave that up as we wrap this up. I think that was everything I want to cover. I'm going to wrap. What time is it?
It's 11:06.
Ooh, I went over. My apologies. So EXP Con, don't put this on the internet till next
Brent,
week.
you were wrong. It should be 67,000 divided by 25 million. Because it's all the agents in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Not just
So
here.
it's
And that's
3%.
Less than 2%, less than 0.2%.
Yeah, we have less, but he's saying we have less than 0.2% of the world agent-based population. We're nothing. We're in our infancy stage. We're Amazon before Amazon was cool. We're Apple before Apple was cool. You know, people hated Apple and they hated Uber and they hated Netflix and they hated, and now they love it. They love DoorDash. They love, nothing's weird anymore. Are you with me? Blackberries were weird, and then they were amazing. Then it's like iPhones, and there's no buttons. Where are the buttons? I need to fill the buttons. And then like How do you feel when you misplace your iPhone or your smartphone? How do you feel?
Yeah.
Right? Oh my gosh, I lost it at the Dallas airport. I was gonna skip the flight to Puerto Rico and just wait around until I could find it. Right? You could run an empire from an iPhone. Love you guys. Have a great day. Thanks for coming.